Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are reviewing the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter Foundation. You guys know and love this foundation and I wanted to get the inside scoop. So if you guys want to know what I think, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below, and let's get on into the video. You guys, this is my last time filming in this studio. And it all started here. From my very first video to this video, Beauty Alyssa Rose literally started in this room. Wow, that's really sad. But we're opening a new chapter and there will be a lot more things to come in the future. So honestly, it's all part of the plan. Okay, so I have been eyeing this foundation for the longest time because I've just heard the most amazing things about it, and so I've been really curious. And that is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow. I got the shade 4 medium. I was color matched to this one. I asked her to do it a shade darker because I'm going to school in Arizona, so I'm obviously going to get a bit more tan down there, and I want this to match because this apparently is a super sheer foundation, and honestly I'm loving that now that my skin is starting to finally get better and I've found products that work for me now. Hopefully in a few weeks this will be my holy grail product and I won't have to wear super heavy foundation, because I learned last year when I'm down there, I honestly don't usually wear full coverage foundation when I go out and do my day-to-day stuff. I typically would at least to have a little bit more of a sheer complexion. So I figured that this is the perfect time to try it out. Let's get started. Okay, the way that this is broken up just doesn't make any sense to my brain, but the future has arrived. Hollywood Flawless Filter, a magical new flawless filter for perfect looking skin. Enriched with lamellar, which I have no idea what that is, I'll put the definition here, filler, which acts like a digitally enhanced filter for your skin. It soft focuses, perfects, and illuminates for a dewy, flawless superstar youth glow. Okay, and so it says that you can apply this on its own or on top of a foundation. The girl at Sephora that color matched me said that she will apply it sometimes underneath because she likes a bit more coverage, so this seems like a product that you can kind of work around. This is what it looks like. It doesn't really smell like anything, so that's good. Okay, honestly, I say let's just jump right into this. I'm gonna go ahead and start by applying Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum Crystal Elixir, and then I'll apply a primer and we will get going on this look. I kind of wanted to do a more bold makeup look because I feel like recently I've just been doing a lot of natural looks. That's the one thing that I do miss about working. It really pushed me to do a lot more creative looks on a regular basis. So my skill level was improving at a much quicker rate, and I was just more motivated to do more complex looks to show my skill, versus when I'm just living my life and not working, I'm kind of want to wear more neutral looks that I can go out in. So that is one thing I'm kind of wanting to push myself to do more, is creative looks, because those are really I really love doing creative looks. I think they're so fun. Okay, and then I'm using Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and I'm just using a small amount. I don't need a ton. Okay, I'm going to wait just a second to let my primer kind of sink into my skin. Let me think, do I have any crazy life updates for you guys? I've just been packing and I feel like I'm literally nowhere close to done. I'm gonna use a brush today. I'm gonna use the Morphe 2 brush to apply this. I'm just gonna go ahead and draw some lines on my face. Whoa, can you guys see that highlight right there? That is very glowy. That is so glowy. Also mixed with the crystal elixir, that is really hydrating. I totally understand the point being made that it is very sheer. I honestly feel like I just put my skin on my face with sunscreen on it and a good tan. I feel like this is what my face looks like after spending the whole day on a boat. You know what I mean? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. You still have some leftover sunscreen on. I do notice that this is a buildable product, so I do like that you can kind of build the foundation to have as much or as little coverage as you want. It is very glowy though. I hope this isn't a foundation that at the end of the day, like the oils from it come out and your skin is really oily. I hope that's not the case. But I would say that the color match was actually pretty solid. Let's see how it does once I have my concealer and powder over top and everything. The steps that I'm doing for this foundation, I would typically do. That is a way for me to find out if I genuinely like the product, because I'm not switching up my typical routine. I'm not doing anything new to it. So this is the only factor of something that could look different. So I'm gonna go with my trusty Rare Beauty concealer that I would normally use. Then I'm just gonna take my concealer brush and blend out the concealer. Wow, okay, I'm really impressed with how well the concealer is blending into the foundation. I feel like that blended out so seamlessly. I'm very impressed with that. Check on blending with the concealer. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, the glow is a bit more subtle once you have the concealer on those parts. So I'm guessing as you layer the makeup, the glow will kind of start to die down and be more of a, you know, under your skin glow, like a healthy glow, instead of like a really overpowering glow where you're like, whoa, did you rub a ton of oil all over your face? That is a good sign, because I was kind of worried there for a sec if it was just going to shine through like that so much. Love it more with the concealer on it. Let's keep going. Whoa! I almost just slipped on my suitcase and sprawled on my back. One time my mom and I were in Costco together, and I was like walking behind her, and I think I was just like impatient and was just kind of like dancing behind her, and I don't know what happened, but I slipped and my foot went out from under me and I splat on my back in Costco. And my mom and I were like dying laughing, because I just thought about the people that watch the security cameras in Costco just watch me wipe out. Anyway, I'm taking my Trustique bronzer, cream bronzer by the way, and because it's Charlotte Tilbury, I'm expecting this foundation to work really well with cream products because of her, you know, iconic contour blush and highlight, those little dotting ones, which everywhere is always sold out of. We're gonna try out some cream bronzer right now. Now we're gonna blend it out. I feel like blending contour is like one of the most satisfying steps of the makeup routine. Okay, the amount of glow right now is definitely throwing me off a little. I am not used to having my skin this glowy because I do have normal to dry skin. So it's like throwing me off for just a sec every time I look at it. I'm like, whoa, that is really glowy. Now we're gonna go into liquid blush. Ow, that hurt. Caught me right on the bone. This is the Morphe X Maddie Ziegler. This is in the shade Pinky Swear. And I'm just gonna tap it onto my Jaclyn J01 brush. And I'm just gonna tap it onto the high points of my cheek. Next, I'm gonna take powder. This is Fenty Beauty powder in the shade Butter. And I'm grabbing my Morphe Y11 brush, and we're gonna dip into that and set my face and see if that kind of helps take some of the shine away. With the powder set on top, I feel like it has like a healthy glow to it, and it's not too overglow, you know what I mean? Like, I like it a lot more once I have powder set on top. Let me study the powder. Did it separate at all? No. Okay. I must say I am really impressed with the foundation's blending skills with the concealer and with the powder. Honestly, I feel like this powder looks the best with this foundation. Like, I'm kind of loving the way that that looks right now. Okay, I'm gonna take the Morphe Glamour Bronze in the shade Icon and just my contour brush. And this is more of an orange undertone, which is similar to the undertone of the Trustique bronzer, the cream one. Okay, let me give you a quick tip really quick. If you are using a cream bronzer for contour, and then you're gonna apply a powder bronzer on top, make sure that they have the same undertones. Let's say you apply a cream-based bronzer that has red or orange undertones, right? And then for whatever reason, you're like, okay, I'm gonna put powder on top, and you apply a powder with a warm tone, it's gonna offset and it's gonna look muddy and weird. So whenever you use cream bronzer and cream contour, make sure that you are using them with the same undertone. So because this one has a bit more of an orangey red undertone from the Trustique bronzer, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Glamour Bronze in the shade Icon, which has more of an orangey red undertone to it as well. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And I'm pretty bronzed up, so I don't need a ton of this. This is just gonna kind of help blend everything together, kind of powder everything out, take away some of that glow. I don't really contour my jawline anymore. I only use powder for it. So now I'm gonna go into the MAC blush. ooh, kind of just shoved my nails all in there. I'm gonna go into the MAC blush in Yum 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 Magic Dust Powder. And this has a little bit of a glow to it. I'm just gonna lightly dust. Next is highlight, and I'm gonna use the Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighting palette in the Flash. And I'm gonna go into Gleam, which is more of this silver shade. It's what I have on my brow bone. And I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight my face with it. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna finish up this look, so do whatever I wanna do with my under eyes, add some lips, and you know, we'll come back and converse about it. So I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, I'm back. I finished up the rest of the look. Did the under eyes, so I kind of did a blending of the same shades that I did on the top, and then did white in the inner corners. For lips, I did KKW Beauty lip liner, KKW Beauty lipstick, and then Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip gloss on top. I had to repeat that literally like 5 times. I don't know why, I just couldn't get it to come out correct. Really quick though, I am going to set my face. So far so good though. It doesn't look super oily just yet, but I have a feeling, you know, once you spray your face, it's gonna kind of, you know, add a little. So I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Air Blush Flawless Setting Spray. Figured it was fitting. I have a few things I can mention with this foundation. Good and bad, okay? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Good. It blends so well with other products. Like the way that it blended with the concealer and it set with the powder was really flawless, and even with the setting spray. I think it is a very amazing foundation in the terms of blending. It's really good with that. I was like genuinely so impressed with how well my concealer blended with it. Something on the downside, if you have oily skin, this foundation is not going to be your friend, because at the end of the day, when you have your natural oils coming through your skin on top of how glowy and luminous this foundation is, it's just going to honestly be an oil overload. And that was kind of an issue that I was worried about. Even at the end of the day with my Rare Beauty foundation, like sometimes I can look a bit oily, and that's totally normal. That's our skin. That's completely normal. First, if you have normal to dry skin, I feel like this is a foundation that'll help accentuate that hydrating glow, make your skin look a lot healthier underneath, and it gives off that just radiance, right? And so you want to make sure that you have a balance and it is what works for your skin, because with foundations, I feel like the best thing to know is your skin and what your skin needs. You don't want to have a foundation that, you know, you have oily skin and you have a foundation that's really going to accentuate glow. That's too much. But you don't want to have really dry skin and have a completely mattifying foundation. Again, that's too much. That just feels like chalk on my face to me. So you want to have something in the middle. If you have really oily skin, maybe having a more mattifying foundation. If you have normal skin, normal to dry skin, you might want to have a little bit of a foundation with a bit of glow in it. Obviously, you can switch it up with the primers and stuff like that, but that is something to keep in mind. This foundation, I feel like, is definitely geared to people with normal to dry skin just because of how radiant and glowy it is. Okay, another factor that I personally liked was how sheer it was, because recently I haven't really been reaching for my full coverage foundations. I've been reaching for a lot of my lesser coverage and letting my natural skin kind of seep through. And here's the thing, I love it. It's great. Concealer is a perfect thing to layer on top if you want a little bit more help in that department. If you really want a full coverage foundation, this foundation is not going to do it for you because it does not have a lot of coverage. Again, adding concealer to it definitely helps to add more coverage, and it is a buildable foundation, so you don't have to only have one layer of the foundation on. You can apply 2 and then add some in problematic areas, and it'll definitely build the coverage for the foundation, but it is overall more of a sheer foundation. I feel very confident and happy with my skin in this, and worst case scenario, if you really, really love this foundation and you do notice some oil picking up throughout the day, just bring some powder, stick it in your purse with you, and go into the bathroom every once in a while and just kind of powder up your face. Overall, I really genuinely like this foundation. I definitely can see myself reaching for it more and using it a lot more in my routines, because not every day you want to do a complete full face, and this is really nice for those more natural looks that you want to do on a regular basis. When I went to go get the foundation, it didn't have the greatest shade range. So when I went into the store, I think I saw maybe like 8 to 12 shades. In this day and age, there are a lot of brands coming out with 50 plus shades for people to make sure that everyone will have the right shade for their skin. Here's the tea with this one, and the reason why I'm not completely mad that they don't have a ton of shades. Although I do feel like they could range their shades a little bit on the darker and lighter ends, But the reason why I'm not super worried about it is because their foundation is so sheer that it'll kind of blend in, and it has more of an opportunity to blend in with multiple skin tones within the one shade, if that makes any sense. So typically with a full coverage foundation, that is the shade, period. It's full coverage. You're basically painting a blank canvas if you have a full coverage foundation. So with those, you need a lot more shades because you have different skin tones and undertones and all that. A sheer one that is blendable with different tones, you can have a few different shades match in with one foundation. So I feel like that's the only reason why it's okay. Would I like to see more shades with this foundation? Absolutely. I think this is a great product. I think that a lot of people would benefit from there being more shades. But that's my thoughts on that. That's why I think that they did that and did it like that. Honestly, the foundation is Beauty Alyssa approved. I really like it. I'm going to reach for this more often and definitely do a lot more looks with this, especially for my everyday makeup routines. So I'm really excited about that. I've been filming videos in this studio for almost 1.5 years, but overall my makeup journey started in here when I was like 14 years old. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey of getting to fall in love with makeup and products and trying new things and just, you know, building a community within this. So genuinely from my whole heart, thank you so much for making this a reality for me. I'm so grateful to be doing this as my job, and I just love you the most. I will see you guys in Arizona. Don't be afraid to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below, and I will see you in Arizona. Bye, beauties.